What up, world? Welcome to the Patriarchal Paradigm, where like-minded divine men come together and spread truth and knowledge to humanity. And today, I got in here with my brother Tralik Bay, and later coming in, my brother D Calico. And we're here to talk today about Black Lives Matter and nationality. And I'm gonna let my brother introduce himself and where you can find him at.
Peace, Islam. Tralik Bay. You can find me at Tralik Bay on Facebook. My Gmail is nobletroyclaytonbay@gmail.com. I'm on the gram as Troy Clayton. You can check any one of those platforms out. That's where you'll find me. Peace, everybody.
Oh yeah, cool. Then later we have coming on my other brother D Calico, and he'll be on
Okay.
later to discuss. So we're gonna start off with where you want to start. I'm gonna let you start first and just tell the people what you want them to hear.
Well, I want to talk about something important. Is it's not it's not off base. It's pretty much what's going on right now. I want to
Hmm.
talk about the Black Lives Matter movement. All right, a
Okay.
lot of people are under the impression that it's really a movement of melanated variety. Okay, and
Hmm.
it's been hijacked in a sense. Okay, because there's all other different ulterior motives that's fueling this movement right now at this point. Um, and I think the truth of the movement has been lost with them. So, um, and just when you do your research, you find out like some of where some of the monies or some of the funding is, and then you find out who are the real players behind this movement. Um, and we just need to understand the realities of that and be aware of that. So,
Right, right. So you saying the Black Lives movement you believe have a agenda coming with it?
um, I believe. I mean, this is what I know. I know that it's funded by one George Soros. Okay.
And
And
may I ask
the the
who is George Soros?
George Soros, he's a big political. He's a billionaire. And he's in the political and business world, and he's well known. And he's known for his nefarious ways. Okay, and throwing his money at things that
Okay.
aren't good. Right. And he's always had an agenda with where he throws his money at. So, and the Black Lives Matter movement is no different.
Right.
So, you got to understand that I mean, he's not one of us. So, I mean, what's his interest in this movement? You know,
Right.
that's where people have to start. What's his interest in the movement? At putting $100 million into this movement, like
Right. And where this
so.
money going? Like.
Right. And what's his agenda behind that? I mean, I'm sure he doesn't love us that much. I mean, let's be real. So,
Right.
this is where some of the questions should come in, and people should do their research from that point on, and
Hmm.
then they'll find out that the integrity of the Black Lives Matter movement has been compromised. So,
Right.
you know what I mean? And
Right.
that's not to say that the spirit of it is shouldn't be. I mean, we've been wrong. I mean, we've been wrong, and this has been our voice in a sense. But
Hmm.
like I said, it's been hijacked with other agendas and people, having other motives to do certain things.
Right. And I
So,
feel like that's very important for the people to have knowledge of that before
right,
they
right,
believe in such a movement or put they all into it or whatever.
right. Well, one of the points I wanted to make in regards to that is that the Black Lives Movement. Okay, fine. We understand the movement. We understand why the movement even exists. Okay,
Right.
but the thing is, this movement doesn't attribute itself to the black on black criminal activity that happens to us. You understand? So what I'm
Right.
saying is this: how come Black Lives Matter? when a so-called white cop kills, someone, a black person,
Right.
but black lives don't matter when a black person kills another black person.
Right.
So this is what I feel. There's sisters out there who feels the same way, because what are you saying? A black life isn't as valuable as, you understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm going
Right.
at? They're
Right.
devaluing us as a people by saying that, okay, when blacks kill blacks lives really don't matter. It don't matter. It only matters with someone of a Caucasian. Now the world is in uproar, but blacks kill blacks every day.
Right.
So our movement should be fueled off of that, preventing
Right.
and stopping that. You know what I mean? Because this is where most of our people are getting killed at the hands of our own people. So
Right. It's a bigger problem than they overlooking
right,
the real problem.
right. We should be screaming. We should be screaming that, but we should be screaming that at ourselves so that we can fix our own problem, because it's our problem to fix.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what I want to say, and the people that are listening, because we get really emotional with these things, as we should, because we're being hurt, we're being eliminated. So we're being wrongs, terrible wrongs are being committed against us. So we have a position of right to be emotional about it, but we have to be smart in it and not play into the hands of people who have other agendas. So that's all I'm saying.
We can't let them control us by our emotions either.
Right. Absolutely.
That's a tactic.
Right. We these emotions, we shouldn't respond off of them. We should evaluate them and then, couple them with the facts and then take action based on that. But it should never be emotional responses. So, you're absolutely right about that.
Right.
But yeah, and this ties into the nationality claim. What's going on right now is that a lot of people, the inner conflicts within the conscious community is that, the Indians, the people who want to consider themselves the Indians, the Aboriginal Indians, okay, you have the Moors, and then you have Hebrew Israelites. And there's a lot of like a conflict going on. And I did a show a few days ago in relation to that, is that these are just diversions too, to further divide our people, and we don't understand that because we're so emotional. So we, it's hard for me to talk to somebody on Hebrew Israelite in a sense, because they get, they're so gung ho on what they truly believe, and they get emotional behind it. So so this is why I just bring documents, I bring receipts, I bring what congressional records. When they speak about Moors, Sundry Free Moors Act, Resolution number 75. I bring these documents that nobody can refute them, and they're specifically naming Moors and not anyone else. So, in relation to political political relations between the two governments, okay. See, this is what I'm saying, because we got to understand that Moorish national claim is considered a governing body. And in that, we deal with the United States as a service corporation, as a governing body. If you look at all the treaties, and this is how a treaty can only be met by two governments. So, and we know for a fact that the Treaty of Peace and Friendship was struck between the United States Service Corporation and the Moors. Okay, and that treaty is between two governments. So if I'm saying that I'm a Moorish American, then I'm under a separate government, yet still under treaty, okay, between these two governments. So now there's a way how you're supposed to deal with me under treaty as being someone separate from your government, but operating on the same landmass.
Right.
So, and this is what we as melanated people must understand, that this government, in a sense, if you want to call it that, it's not really all government, okay? And that's not, I'm not saying anything unpatriotic about it, because it's not a patriotic form of government. It's a democracy, and it's foreign. So, and that's not speculation. That's all, law. That's that's all been proven, well established. So when we as Moorish Americans connect ourselves to such, we take away from us. We take away from our nationhood. We take away from who we are as a people. Then we take on someone else's identity that they made for us.
So you prefer to people claim their Moorish nationality?
Will I suggest that? Yes, strongly, because this. All other claims are without a national posture. What I'm saying is that, okay, a lot of people's claims are just religious claims.
Right.
Okay, they want to be nationally recognized as a religion or a language. That goes against the law of nations. So this is why I encourage people of melanated variety to nationalize, because it puts us on as beings. We're not artificial beings anymore. We're not seen as property in stock. We are aboriginal, indigenous, okay, primogenitus to this landmass, the North, Central, and South Americas. And when we make that claim, okay, then now we're under our proper status.
Right.
So because everything is based on nation. If you look at it, flags fly around the world. And those flags that fly around the world represent someone's nationhood. Okay?
Right.
It doesn't represent someone's religion. Okay?
Right.
So it just to show you the importance of your nationhood. Because your nationhood connects to your land. And your land is everything. So and the flag represents that. It doesn't represent that from a religious standpoint. So this is why I say nationality is the order and the most important thing of the day. Because without that national standing, then you are considered stateless and law.
Right.
So this is why this is why we do it, and I'm redundant with it, because a lot of people because we're in the comfort of our lives right now. So the slavery is okay because we feel free. We got good jobs. We eat good. We drive nice cars and stuff like that. So the slavery, you know what I mean? So what I'm saying to you or to the average person is like, what are you talking about? I'm good. I'm living good. Everything is good. So what I say to them is that if you're good, then the people who are eating off you are much better. So, and you need to understand that. So, we've grown comfort in a second-class citizenship when we ask people for things that are already ours already, and we pay people to live on our own land. We pay taxes to foreign agencies, collection agencies, to do business on our own land. See how silly that sounds?
Yeah, it is.
And we need to understand that, and that in law. See, this is not just me speculating. That in law, on record, it's two national governments. That's recognized in law. So the fact that we don't step into that under our nationhood is entirely our choice and our detriment. But it's there for us to do. So.
Right. So what way you suggest people to go about getting their Moorish nationality? What way they can go by claiming their nationality?
I suggest people, okay. Now there's going to be some discrepancy because there's temples out there that want your membership, okay. The MSTFA and all that, okay. I just tell people to do your research on that particular temple, okay. Attend it, do what you have to do, because the temples are ours to clean up. If they're dirty, they're ours to clean up, because this is the symbol of Moorish nationhood, the temples, okay. Now, I'm not professing to be a temple Moor, but I understand the importance of temples. I just don't like what's being done, okay, in the temples. And if Noble Drew Ali closed the temples in 28, okay, if he closed the temples, I want to know who had the authority to open these temples back up.
Right.
Noble Drew Ali closed the temples. Why are these temples open today?
Right.
That's a fact.
That's a
He
good. That's
closes
a good
temples
question.
because of infiltration. He closes temples because of infiltration. If you go look at the
Hmm.
FBI files and all that, he closes temples because of heavy infiltration. Who opened the temples back up and have them running under now corporate, some corporate 501(c)(3)s like that? That's no draw. I mean, we got to just do research, okay? And why he did certain things at certain times. And they sought to dismantle all that, and they did. They took a lot away, but we needed just to study the timelines and understand what's really been going on in relation to that.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but whole nationality thing is new. It's a novel thing to a lot of people because, like I said, we've been under the chains of slavery for so long, believing that we were this, believing whatever someone else told us we were, and now we're coming into the reality that history has been told to us under great falsehood. Now we're digging deep into the books and finding out our true history, and this whole thing is looking like one great big lie, which it is. So. I'm happy for that. I'm really happy for that. But infighting.
What would you What would you say about the people who haven't claimed the Moorish nationality yet? Or do you feel like they desperately need to do that, or they can be comfortable where they are? Like,
Well,
do you feel like they can move forward better in life with the Moorish nationality?
the thing is that where your birthright is concerned, the Moorish nationality, you can advance yourself because with that you can make certain claims to put yourself in a financial, let's say, a better financial position because you
Mm-hmm.
are on your land. So now things change. Once you understand that perspective on the law, then you can go at these people based on, listen, you owe me. Okay, these are commercial injuries that I've suffered as a result of your lies, and now I can get compensation. I can get land. This is why the rights of indigenous people is out there for us to use as guideposts. Okay, to check them where they continue to colonize us. And when they continue to do so, we are we are um, we are allotted or afforded or we can get damage as a result of that. Now,
Right.
not only that, there's trust that involved because we're dealing with a corporate foreign corporation in the United States, so it's doing business here on our land. So there's trust that's been exchanged. So we need to find out what trust that's involving the Moroccans, the Al Moroccans here on the land, because that's what they're doing. They're dealing in trust. So it takes it's some work, but your history and your progeny and our children is well worth it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
Right.
it's not work when you look at it from that point. It's just putting our people back in perspective, and we're not because our, our poverty is a fictional one. We're not poor.
Right.
Someone else is utilizing or benefiting from our states that we have abandoned. That's where our poverty lies because we don't know who we are, and someone else does, and they have stepped in and act as fiduciaries over what's ours. That's
Right. Basically,
where
due to
that's
lack
where
of
the importance
knowledge.
of
Right.
right, and that's where the importance of nationality really is to its root. You know, because they have enriched themselves so much in our ignorance, and they continue to do so. So, um, it's frustrating, but platforms like this, and brothers such as yourself, which I appreciate,
Oh yeah.
can give us this medium so we can get to our people, man, because we need to get to our people. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And the time is now for real.
Right. Absolutely. I agree. I agree 100%. We don't need to be fighting amongst one another. We need to get to a point, um, right now, like my job is to educate. But if people want to call themselves whatever they want to call themselves, that's fine. They can call themselves whatever they want to call themselves, and they will reap the benefits therein, or not, whatever whatever that position or status calls for. This is why we're getting treated as Black, Negro, colored, and African American, okay, and getting mistreated because those statuses are they attach to nothing. You know, they're not even seen as, they're seen as 3/5 of a being. So they don't even exist. So you can't even claim scream any rights from that, you know? So, and you know, that's pretty much it. It's the nationality thing. And the whole black term. People, they make the black term like not important. Like, we're black. Okay, we're all black, and that's how we've been identified and stuff like that. Which internally, that's fine. Okay, we want to identify ourselves as black. We want to refer to each other as black. That's fine. But like I tell people, when you talk about that in public, and when you refer to yourself in public and respond to that in public, it takes on a whole different political position. Now your status is dead. So that's what we're saying. We're not saying that people aren't black and all the crazy stuff that's surrounding that. We're just saying that politically and lawfully it means something else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, and you know, we can take people to the books, to the legal text with that, just to prove that. But that's what we're saying. I think a lot of the infighting is just people having fears not to face the real enemy and stuff like that. So they create these little discrepancies to legitimize, you know, whatever it is they're doing. They're just trying to turn away from the inevitable, or the people who really lied to us, you know, and not holding them accountable. So that's what this thing is about. It's about accountability. It's about accountability. You know, if me or you do something, step outside the line, trust me, they got agencies that's going to check us. So just like that, we have to hold them accountable for the things that they have done to us. But we need to get educated first.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and you know, that's it. I know you got my brother D Calico. He's coming on behind me. I mean, that's my brother.
Yeah, he's coming on behind me. Yeah, that's great information you're giving to the people. It's an honor to have you on the show, man. I want to give a shout out to the girl that made this possible, the Goddess Joy Allen. Peace.
Oh yes, peace. Thank you for making it happen. See, it was, you know, things happen the way things happen, man. You know, and I'm grateful for her, and I just want to shout her out, and you know, thanks for having me. I would love to come back if you guys have me. You know, and just, you know, because there's so many things to talk about. This thing is really big, you know. So, you know, we could I could come back and we can get on something else, because I like to keep this thing going.
Oh yeah,
You know. So, but if anybody, you know, your audience, you guys can check me out. You can pull up on Tralik Bay at Facebook. You can pull up on Troy Clayton on IG, Instagram, and you can email me at nobletroyclaytonbay@gmail.com.
Peace and love to the peoples on the comment.
Peace. Islam. Y'all be safe. Peace.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was my brother Tralik Bay. He just came through and spoke for a minute to the Patriarchal Paradigm. I appreciate everybody tuning in to the great information the young gentleman laid down for us. And he was basically saying about the Black Lives Matter movement that there could be agendas behind it, which could be led by a man named George Soros. I don't know too much about him, but I heard of him, and I know he got a lot of money invested in that. You know, I don't think he had good intentions. And he was talking about nationality too. So he was talking on the Moorish nationality or whatever. He was saying like it'll be better in the USA claiming the Moorish nationality from my perspective. So that was great information for the guy coming through and dropping that on us. Yeah. Right, brother. We must unite back into the empire. Totally right. Right. We are not cans of paint. We are just sunlight. Immediately. Right. Right. Exactly, brother. Well, this live gonna be a little shorter than last time because all my guests didn't show up, and I was gonna let them get the flow today. You know what I'm saying? So I guess they're gonna end my live. I appreciate everybody coming through, checking the kid out, stopping by the patriarchal paradigm with divine light-minded men come together and spread truth and knowledge to humanity. And today we have my brother Tralik Bay talking about the Black Lives Movement and Moorish nationality. I appreciate everybody stopping by for this quick live. Peace.